thanks for tuning in. In this video, I am going to explain to you guys how you can heat mold your own inline skates at home. I'm going to take you through the essential steps on how to heat mold your skates perfectly. The reason you want to heat mold your skates is probably because they don't fit the way you wanted them to fit you already. They can either be too short or they can be a little too narrow, so they are too tight in the sides. If you heat mold them, make sure to do it properly, and that is what I'm about to explain to you guys. Step 1, make sure that you can actually heat mold the skates before you get started. Some skates are not entirely made out of carbon fiber and they cannot be heat molded in the oven. If you have any doubts, you can always ask us on Topskate and we will for sure be able to answer. A skate like this, the one I have with me here today, Luigino Challenge, is made for heat molding. Step 2, figure out if you are supposed to heat mold your skate in the oven or if it's supposed to be boiled. Most skates go in the oven, but some skates can be boiled. If you boil your skates, make sure that you have a Thermo bag, just as this one. In most cases, these come with the skate. Whenever you order a skate at Topskate, you will always have a Thermo bag if they're supposed to be boiled. Step 3, prepare your skates for the heat molding. Alright, so you can basically keep anything that's on the skate as it goes in the oven or when you boil it. However, you gotta take off the frame, take off the wheels. You don't want to boil that into pieces. So make sure you only got the boot left. And before you put it in the oven, make sure everything's open like that. And same goes for the laces. You can leave the laces in because once you put them on afterwards, you would want to try and tighten them so you can get a perfect fit. But make sure the laces are not too tight because when you pull it out of the oven, it's going to be pretty warm, and you also want to make sure you can get it on your feet right away. Step 4, put it in the oven. If you boil your skate or if you mold your skate in the oven, you would want to put it on convectional and time it for about 15 minutes. When it comes to the temperature, ideally you want to go for 80 to 100. Not quite sure what that translates to in Fahrenheit, but I would say something around 200. And once it's heated up, you put it in the middle of the oven so you get somewhat equal heat all around the boot. And then you just leave it in here for 15 minutes. If, on the other hand, like this Luigino Challenge, you are going to boil your skates, the procedure is pretty simple. You put them in the Thermo bag, make sure that it's pretty sealed, at least that you have the open end outside the water, so there's no water going inside the bag. Then you just leave it to boil, again 10 to 15 minutes in boiling water, and you can take it up and it's gonna be just about the same as for heat molding it in the oven. The reason why this aqua molding, as it's called, is so effective is because you are sure to have the exact same temperature of water all around the boot, and that way you won't have it extra soft at any spots. So if you have a Luigino boot and you're about to boil it, the procedure is pretty simple. If you have any doubts, it will be described on this Thermo bag. There's all the steps you gotta go through. But essentially, you can't do much wrong. You gotta make sure the water is boiling. Don't leave it for more than 20 minutes. And put a lid on it, not because you wanna keep the heat in, but just to kind of hold the skate down. Step 5. We just got our skate out of the oven. And there's a few things we got to be really careful and cautious about as we are customizing the skates to the feet of the skater. First of all, you want to make sure you're not touching any of the metallic parts because those are going to be really warm. And secondly, make sure that you got the tongue out like that and that you have all the laces pretty loose. So whoever is going to try the skate on, if it's yourself, that you can easily put the feet into it. Secondly, you want to make sure that you're in a position where you have a nice knee angle and as well as the angle of the ankle, similar to the one you would be skating in. And all you got to do now is put the skate on, tighten the laces, not crazy, just a little bit, and then leave it on your feet for about 15 minutes until they slowly adapt to the shape of your feet. Let's try it on. Alright, as you can see here, I put the tongue back on and make sure not to touch any warm parts. And from this point on, just tighten the laces, just a little bit, not crazy tight, just so you get a good feel of it. Make sure that you're not wearing any socks. The whole point of this is that we want to try and shape the skate, the boot, so it fits your foot perfectly. So if you're wearing socks, that's not gonna work out probably. Luigino skates like these have a special technology called the barefoot technology, so they're really made for just having bare feet in the skates. So you just leave it like that. You can even tighten this, and yeah, 10 to 15 minutes, or whenever you feel like they fit. That's all it takes. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions or ideas for other videos that we should make on equipment, leave a comment below. This video was made and sponsored by Topskate, a company which I myself is part owner of. We strive to deliver the best inline skating equipment, and I believe we made a pretty good job so far. Check the site out and make sure to subscribe so you can see other cool videos that we made for you. Thanks a lot.